the industry is shaking. For years, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson has been hip-hop's ultimate boogeyman. A man who doesn't just win feuds, but deletes careers. But what happens when the king of petty finally decides to drop the nuclear option? We've all heard the rumors about his upcoming documentary series detailing the dark underbelly of the music business. But new leaked footage has just surfaced that is sending shockwaves through every major label office in New York and LA. This isn't just another get-rich-or-die trying anniversary clip. This is raw, unfiltered, and supposedly incriminating footage that links over 20 high-profile rappers to some of the most scandalous federal investigations of the last decade. From the Diddy RICO case to old gangland ties that many thought were buried in the 90s. 50 Cent is reportedly holding the receipts that could dismantle the street cred of hip-hop's elite. The whispers in the corridors of power suggest that 50 isn't just telling a story. He's settling every score he's ever had. Why now? Because the climate has changed. With the feds cracking down on lyrical confessions and gang affiliations, 50's documentary is being described as a map of the graveyard. In the next few minutes, we are going to break down exactly what was seen in this leaked footage, which 20 rappers are currently sweating under the spotlight, and how 50 Cent managed to capture the moments that everyone else tried to erase from history. This isn't just entertainment. It's a deposition set to a beat. The game is about to change forever, and by the time this documentary officially airs, the Billboard charts might look like a witness protection list. Grab your popcorn because the Southside legend is about to burn the whole house down. To truly grasp the gravity of this newly surfaced footage, you first have to deconstruct the psyche of Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. This isn't just a rapper. This is a man who survived 9 bullets and transformed that near-death experience into a multi-billion-dollar strategic empire. 50 Cent has never operated like a typical artist. He has always functioned more like an intelligence officer embedded within the music industry. While his peers were recklessly spending their advances on temporary hype, diamond chains, and luxury fleets, 50 was investing his time and resources into gathering receipts. The leaked clips we are witnessing now aren't merely random snippets captured on a smartphone. They represent a curated archive of surveillance, backstage interactions, and private sit-downs that span nearly 2 decades of hip-hop history. The narrative of this footage begins in the early 2000s, a pivotal era where the street aesthetic was being aggressively commodified by corporate boardrooms. 50's lens captures the precise moment when the industry's most prominent figures began leading double lives. The footage reveals behind-the-scenes meetings where rappers, who built their entire global brands on the no-snitch code, appear remarkably comfortable in the company of individuals who should legally be their sworn enemies. We aren't just talking about local beat cops. We are talking about high-level federal informants, fixers, and legal intermediaries who specialized in making problems disappear for the elite. This footage exposes the uncomfortable truth. While street-level soldiers were being sent away for decades, the stars at the top were often brokering deals to stay on the charts instead of behind bars. The most jarring element of this exposed list is the sheer stature of the names involved. We are seeing icons, men who have defined the tough guy archetype for a generation, caught in moments of extreme vulnerability and undeniable hypocrisy. When the cameras aren't officially rolling for a music video, their body language shifts. Gone is the bravado and the scowl. In its place is a palpable sense of anxiety and desperation. 50 Cent's narration, which cold-bloodedly overlays these clips, explains that the music business isn't built on raw talent or keeping it real, but on a complex system of protection. He argues that if you have the right connections in the right government offices, your criminal record becomes a romanticized marketing tool. But if you fall out of favor, that same record becomes the anchor that sinks your entire career. As the footage progresses, it begins to weave a web connecting these historical betrayals to the modern legal climate. There is a specific, haunting sequence involving a group of new-era rappers, the current darlings of the streaming platforms. The footage places them at a private gathering hosted by a figure who is currently the subject of a massive federal RICO indictment. While the public sees a brotherhood of successful black men, 50's hidden camera reveals a hierarchy of fear. You can see the exact moment a powerful mogul exerts his influence over these young artists, manipulating their careers and their legal safety. It is a chilling look at how the next generation, was lured into the same traps that destroyed the legends of the 90s. 50 Cent has been the most vocal critic of the Sean Diddy Combs legal firestorm, and this leaked footage dives headfirst into that controversy. It includes clips of internal label meetings where the objective was clear: protect the brand at all costs. This meant the systematic silencing of victims, the strategic bribing of witnesses, and ensuring that the 20 rappers mentioned in the documentary stayed quiet. 50 has effectively mapped out the hush money trail that has kept the industry's darkest secrets buried in shallow graves for 20 years. We see the ledger, we see the names, and we see the signatures of people who claimed they were self-made, but were actually state-protected. The core of this script focuses on the realization that 50 Cent isn't merely snitching in the traditional sense. He is dismantling a corrupt system that allowed these 20 individuals to thrive while truly authentic voices were blackballed and silenced. He is exposing the massive gulf between the real and the manufactured. In one particularly shocking clip, a prominent Southern rapper is seen engaging in a negotiation that directly contradicts the anti-police anthem he released that same year. Seeing this hypocrisy laid bare in high-definition resolution is a visceral experience for any fan who ever bought into the lifestyle these artists sold. It's a total deconstruction of the hip-hop idol. As we dig deeper into the narrative, a singular theme emerges: debt. Every person caught in this footage owes their lifestyle to someone else's silence. Some owe their physical freedom to a corrupt attorney who buried evidence. Others owe their entire discographies to a disgraced mogul who cleared their paths by removing the competition. The most tragic realization is that many of these rappers are now being forced to testify against the very people they once swore loyalty to. 50 Cent has positioned himself as the ultimate judge because he is the only one who doesn't owe the system anything. Having survived the worst the industry and the streets could throw at him, he is now the only man with the leverage to tell the truth. The pace of the footage is relentless, refusing to give the viewer a moment to process one shock before delivering the next. We see hardened artists breaking down in tears in their dressing rooms over legal subpoenas. We see executives offering up their own flagship artists as sacrificial lambs to satisfy federal investigators and avoid their own prison time. This is the side of the industry that never makes it to the Grammy stage or the cover of Rolling Stone. 50 Cent's brilliance was in his patience. He didn't leak this when he was just a hungry rapper from Queens. He waited until he was a media mogul with a legal team capable of defending this documentary against the inevitable wave of lawsuits. Successfully establishes the who and the how. We have seen the faces of the 20 rappers, we have seen the nature of their secret deals, and we have felt the shadow of the federal government looming over every frame. The footage creates an atmosphere of unavoidable doom. It is no longer a question of if these artists will face consequences, but when the legal system will use 50's evidence to close the door on their careers forever. As this first part concludes, the camera lingers on a specific piece of evidence, a handwritten list of names on a yellow notepad from a 2015 deposition. The lens zooms in, and the names at the top are the very people you've been told were untouchable. The bridge between this historical corruption and the current chaos in the streets is where the true danger lies. If part was about the secrets of the past, moves into the violent, high-stakes reality of the present day, where these 20 rappers are finding out that the protection they paid for has finally expired. As the camera zooms in on that yellow notepad from 2015, the atmosphere of the documentary shifts from historical curiosity to immediate, cold-blooded reality. These aren't just names on a page. They are signatures on a death warrant for the reputations of hip-hop's elite. The footage in this second segment moves away from the glitz of the clubs and into the sterile, high-stakes environment of federal deposition rooms and private law offices. This is where the 20 rappers mentioned in the title truly begin to sweat. 50 Cent's narration becomes even more clinical here, stripping away the poetic justice and replaced it with a breakdown of how cooperation actually looks when the feds are in the room. The first major revelation centers on a globally recognized superstar, someone who has spent the last decade positioning themselves as a street general. The leaked footage shows a 2018 sit-down between this artist's legal team and representatives from the Southern District of New York. While the audio is muffled in parts, the body language is unmistakable. This isn't a rapper defending his hood. This is a businessman trading names to protect his bank account. We see documents being slid across a mahogany table. Documents that 50 Cent claims are the blueprints for several high-profile racketeering cases that decimated rival crews. The hypocrisy is staggering. While this artist was on social media preaching about loyalty and no-snitch culture, his legal team was busy ensuring his own immunity by providing context on his peers. But 50 Cent doesn't stop at the big names. He uses this segment to expose the mid-tier rappers who acted as the delivery boys for the industry's darker side. The footage includes grainy surveillance from a high-end hotel in Atlanta, where 3 different rappers, all from different labels, are seen meeting with a notorious industry fixer. 50 explains that these meetings weren't about music or collaborations. They were about cleanup. When a major star gets into trouble, it's these mid-tier artists who are often tasked with taking the fall or moving the evidence. The leaked footage shows the handoffs, bags being exchanged, encrypted phones being passed, all while 50's timer in the corner of the screen counts down to the inevitable arrests that followed months later. The narrative then pivots to the Diddy connection once again, but this time it's about the collateral damage. The documentary reveals that many of the 20 rappers exposed weren't just witnesses. They were active participants in a system of leverage. We see footage from a 2021 private white party after-hours session. The mood is eerie. You see young rappers, clearly intoxicated and overwhelmed, being led into rooms by veteran moguls and security teams. 50 Cent's commentary highlights the debt mentioned in. He explains that once you are caught on camera in one of these compromised positions, you belong to the mogul. You aren't a rapper anymore. You are an asset to be used when the feds come knocking. This explains why so many artists remained silent for so long. They weren't protecting the culture. They were protecting their own dignity from being leaked to the public. One of the most intense parts of this segment involves a leaked phone call between 2 legendary East Coast rivals. In a rare moment of unity, they aren't arguing about lyrics. They are panicking about 50 Cent. The audio reveals their awareness that 50 has been dumpster diving into their legal histories for years. One rapper is heard saying, "If he gets the 2009 files, we're all cooked." This isn't a movie script. This is the sound of an empire realizing the walls are closing in. 50 uses this audio to transition into a breakdown of the 2009 files, a collection of police reports and internal label memos that supposedly prove that a major New York collective was actually funded by a government-sanctioned front company. The flow of the script now moves into the financial exposure phase. 50 Cent argues that the greatest lie in hip-hop is the independent mogul. The footage shows the complex web of shell companies used to pay off the 20 rappers to keep their mouths shut during various grand jury investigations. We see bank statements, blurred enough to avoid a total legal shutdown but clear enough to see the patterns. Massive consulting fees being paid to rappers' mothers, cousins, and childhood friends right after a major street incident occurred. It's a paper trail of silence. 50's point is clear. You can't claim to be real when your silence is being financed by the very corporate entities you claim to despise. As Part 2 reaches its peak, the documentary focuses on the 20 rappers who are currently active on the charts. This is where the new footage truly earns its headline. We see backstage footage from a 2024 festival where 5 of these artists are seen arguing in a tight circle. They aren't talking about the show. They are talking about the documentary. One artist is seen throwing his phone in frustration after receiving a text, allegedly from 50 Cent himself, containing a screenshot of a document they thought was destroyed in a fire years ago. The fear in their eyes is visceral. They know that the public image they've spent millions to build is about to evaporate. The documentary doesn't just show their fear. It shows their desperation to pivot. We see clips of these same rappers suddenly changing their lyrical content, trying to distance themselves from the street image they once pioneered. 50 Cent mocks this rebranding, calling it a preemptive strike against the truth. He notes that when the feds are coming, everyone suddenly becomes a community leader or a businessman. But the footage he's holding tells a different story, one of backroom betrayals, paid-off witnesses, and a total disregard for the very code they sold to their fans. The segment ends with a chilling visual, a digital map of the United States, with red dots appearing over various cities: NYC, LA, Atlanta, Chicago, Miami. Each dot represents a rapper on the exposed list. As the dots connect, they form a web that leads back to one central location. A nondescript office building in Manhattan where 50 Cent is reportedly keeping the master hard drives. The message is simple. The map is complete. The names are verified. The footage is undeniable. The transition into is set by a final, silent clip of a very famous rapper walking into a federal building with his head down, clutching a briefcase. There is no music, no hype, just the sound of camera shutters clicking. 50 Cent's voice comes back in one last time for the segment. The final segment of this leaked footage moves away from the how and who and dives straight into the now. As the map of the United States on the screen pulses with those red dots, 50 Cent's narration takes on a tone of finality. He isn't just presenting evidence anymore. He's delivering a closing argument. The footage shifts to a series of high-definition, clandestine recordings from late 2025 and early 2026. This is the fresh surfaces material, the stuff that proves the industry hasn't just been exposed, it has been decapitated. We see the boardrooms of major record labels in a state of absolute panic. Internal memos, leaked via 50's documentary, show that morality clauses are being triggered at an unprecedented rate. Labels are distancing themselves from the 20 rappers on the list, not because of the crimes, but because 50 Cent made those crimes impossible to ignore. One of the most haunting clips in Part 3 involves a legendary West Coast figure, a man often cited as the architect of the modern gangsta rap sound. In a grainy, night vision recording from a private jet hangar, this artist is seen talking to a high-profile defense attorney. The conversation is frantic. They are discussing a grand jury subpoena that was served just hours after 50 Cent teased the first trailer for this documentary. The artist is heard saying, he has the phone logs from the 2011 shooting. How did he get the logs? This is the moment the audience realizes 50 Cent's reach isn't just digital. It's judicial. He has managed to obtain records that were supposedly sealed by court order. 50's voice cuts in, mocking the artist. You thought the seal was permanent? Nah. Every seal has a crack if you know where to look. The footage then transitions to a wall of shame, a visual montage of the 20 rappers' most famous lyrics played alongside the legal documents that contradict them. This is the emotional core of the documentary. It's a gut punch to the fans. We see a rapper who claimed he never dealt with the feds in a 2014 hit song, only for the screen to split and show a 2015 signed cooperation agreement from a drug conspiracy case. The documentary highlights that these artists weren't just protecting themselves. They were actively profiting from a lifestyle they were secretly helping the government dismantle. 50 Cent calls it the great hip-hop grift. He argues that the culture was sold a lie, and these 20 men were the primary salesmen. But the documentary takes an even darker turn when it addresses the physical consequences. 50 Cent shows footage of various industry enforcers who have recently been released from prison. These are the men who actually did the time while the rappers on the list stayed famous. The tension is palpable. The footage captures a welcome home party in Brooklyn where the atmosphere is anything but celebratory. You see the cold stares directed at the camera when a specific rapper's name is mentioned. 50 Cent suggests that the legal system is the least of these rappers' worries. The street tax is coming due, and the currency isn't money, it's accountability. This part of the script emphasizes that by exposing these names, 50 Cent has effectively revoked their street licenses. They can no longer move safely in the neighborhoods they claim to represent. As we approach the climax, the footage focuses on the Diddy Rico fallout. 50 Cent reveals that at least 6 of the rappers on his exposed list are currently being interviewed by federal agents as potential witnesses in the escalating music industry probe. He shows surveillance of a safe house in an undisclosed location where one of the industry's biggest stars is reportedly hiding out. The narrator notes that the industry's silence has finally broken. It's a domino effect. One rapper talks to save his jewelry. 50 Cent's 20 rappers are the first dominoes to fall, and the footage suggests that the list is actually much longer than 20. The final few minutes of the leaked footage are surprisingly quiet. It shows 50 Cent himself, sitting in a dimly lit office in New York, surrounded by physical boxes of files. He isn't laughing or mocking anyone here. He looks at the camera and says, I told them for 20 years. They thought I was a hater. I wasn't a hater. I was a witness. He then slowly closes a heavy ledger labeled, "The End of an Era." The screen fades to black as the names of all 20 rappers scroll slowly upward, like the credits of a tragedy. There is no music, only the sound of a ticking clock. The impact of this documentary is already being felt across the Billboard charts. Part 3 concludes by showing the digital erasure. Music videos of the exposed rappers are being quietly removed from certain playlists. Sponsorship deals are evaporating in real time. 50 Cent has achieved the ultimate victory. He didn't just win a rap battle, he deleted the credibility of his enemies. He has rewritten the history of the last 2 decades of hip-hop, positioning himself as the only survivor in a sea of informants. As the screen finally goes dark, a single message appears in white text. The truth is the only thing you can't kill with 9 bullets. The script ends with a sense of lingering dread for the industry. The documentary isn't just a movie. It's a funeral for the way hip-hop used to operate. The age of the manufactured gangsta is officially over, and 50 Cent is the one who pulled the plug. Wait, before we reveal the next 5 names on 50's yellow notepad, you need to realize how deep this rabbit hole goes. If you're finding this breakdown eye-opening, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe with notifications on. We are tracking this documentary leak in real time, and you don't want to miss the emergency update dropping tomorrow. Subscribed? Good. Now, let's get back to the footage that's making the industry's biggest moguls lose sleep.